Hi guys, this is Cool Toys, and what I have here on my table today is the G.I. Joe versus Cobra. This is the packaging that it came with back in the day. This vintage logo has the vintage 12-inch scar-faced G.I. Joe action figure in the logo itself. Really nice. I like the artwork of the G.I. Joes in the background. You have Duke, Tunnel Rat, Snake Eyes hanging out down here. Scarlet looks to be either Roadblock or Heavy Duty. And over here it says comic book inside. I don't know about you guys, but I don't see a comic book. Maybe it's one of those very tiny small ones that's underneath their feet or something like that. It wouldn't be like a 12 or, I don't know, 12, what is it, 14 or 16 inches? I have no idea how tall a regular comic book would be, but I definitely don't see a comic book anyway. And it's the G.I. Joe versus Cobra logo. And in this packaging, you have a Alley Viper and a Cobra Viper. This is the second time I'm doing this video. The first one I did is pretty depressing because I found out that this action figure set, it is a set because it has two figures in it, is 22 years old already. My gosh. Today I'm filming this. This is the year of 2025. This was either released or packaged in 2003. That makes this 22 years old. Man, time flies. But like I said, I don't want to make this depressing. But the cool thing is that I will remember about it is I remember picking this up at Toys R Us. This is when Toys R Us's were all over the country. I remember walking down the aisle. It was real cool. All the vintage toys. Well, they weren't vintage at the time. They were, brand new toys down the aisles. And these guys were hanging on the shelf. And I was like, what the heck is G.I. Joe versus Cobra? This was new. There wasn't too many YouTube videos, or if there wasn't any in 2002, I don't remember. Alley Viper, here's the artwork on the side. This packaging, you'll see it kind of bends to the side, which is strange, but I guess it catches your eye from walking up the aisle in the corner. So it says Cobra Alley Viper. Has them in this, it looks like a lighter gray and blue, but the toy itself is a bright blue and black. I guess that would be his, Night Force. His original Alley Viper uniform was a bright orange and blue. But this blue and black really looks really cool for a night ops mission. So I like it. And Alley Vipers, like I've said in the past, I pretend and I believe he is a one-guy army. I mean, it's one guy in a suit, Cobra Commander. That's Cobra Commander. This is Alley Viper. But a lot of people, they army build him. I mean, you can do whatever you want with your action figures, but, I believe in the toy line, he is just one guy in one uniform. So Alley Viper, for me, is one guy. On the other hand, troop building, like it says here, troop builders, Cobra Viper. Cobra Vipers, you could be any nationality from anywhere in the world, around the world. You can be a Cobra Viper. And this is him in his red and blue. But on the packaging, it shows, let me turn it to the side a little. It shows him in a green and silver uniform. So why would Hasbro paint him and draw him in a green and silver, but then package and give you, whoops, it fell, a blue, dark blue, and red and black and silver uniform? If you wanted to customize him, you could make him look like the artwork on the side. I think it would look cool with the green and silver and black or dark silver Cobra Viper. And this was the Spy Troops line. That's like what it says there. And we will look at the bottom of the packaging. Y'all can pause and read if you like. There's the barcode. And on the very back, here we go. The same as the front, the Cobra versus G.I. Joe, a real American hero. Down here, y'all can pause and read if you would like to. Over here, Spy Troops. And like I was saying, 2003. Man, that was 22 years ago. This is a vintage action figure set now. I mean, to imagine that this is vintage, anything over than 20 year, anything considered over 20 years or older is considered vintage. So, in fact, this is a vintage action figure now. Doesn't feel like it, feels like it was just yesterday, but time flies when you're having fun. Here you go, GIJoe.com. And it actually even comes with a phone number here, G.I. Joe versus Cobra. And here's the phone number. It's up to you guys if you guys want to call that number and see if it's still active. Do me a favor, if any of you do call that number and it still is active as a G.I. Joe line or anything to do with Hasbro, please put it in the comments. I would be interested to know if it is still an active phone line. They put the number on there. You can call it whenever you want. It's 22 years old. It would be cool. Imagine if somebody answered the phone and said, hey, Cobra Commander has a message for you. Something like that. And you got the Hasbro logo. Anyways, let's turn it back around. We'll look at the packaging again. Pretty nice colors. You know, it's really bright green. It catches your eye in the toy aisle. I like it that you get two action figures, but I think it's better when they have the most of this first line had a G.I. Joe. It should be a G.I. Joe over here and a Cobra action figure because it says G.I. Joe versus Cobra, but you have two Cobra figures. Go figure. But most of the packaging, a Joe and a Cobra, because young children or even adults, you know, if you wanted this, you can bring it home. And if you had a good guy and a bad guy, a G.I. Joe and a Cobra, in one action pack set, you could bring it home and you can start a little battle, little dioramas, scenarios, and sets. Kids can play out what they saw on the cartoons or on the show. Having a good guy and a bad guy, I think that's a good idea. Or I'd rather it be just like this, a troop builder set. Except the Alley Viper, I would like two Cobra Vipers, or give me 4 or 6 Cobra Vipers all in one pack. That is truly a troop builder set because I said he's the troop builder. He is a single action figure. So they did make some mistakes with this. I don't know what was going on in Hasbro at the time. Troop builders. He's a troop builder. And man, this thing is very unstable the way they made the packaging too. You know, there should be an extra piece of plastic at the bottom here that sticks down, so keep it straight up. So that's another no-no. And right here it says G.I. Joe versus Cobra, and you got 2 Cobras. Anyway, enough about that. That was a look at this. You guys let me know. Should I open it or should I keep it in package? This is like Indiana Jones. It belongs in a museum. It is vintage now. It does truly belong in a museum the way it is. Back in the day, I was only buying one package at a time. This is still in its original packaging from when I bought it in the stores. Nowadays, I usually buy at least 2. I buy one to open and one to keep in the package or box. So this is my only one. I kind of like it in the packaging. It's really cool. It still has the hanger for the pegs. I can hang it on a peg if I really wanted to, or display it on a shelf just the way it is. It's protected in its plastic bubble, keeping dust off of it. But that O-ring, the O-rings 1 and 2, is deteriorating. Believe it or not, inside its oxygen isn't really getting in there, but the O-ring, it is rubber and it is shrinking and becoming brittle and breaking. So, you know, that could be my reasoning in my mind to open this, because I can say, hey, one day I might need to repair that O-ring. You know, I need to keep these guys in tip-top shape. Hey, I'm fumbling my words here. Anyways, that was long enough for this video. Y'all, please comment, like, and subscribe. This was Cool Toys. Later.